My name is Courtney. I'm 38 years old. I've been sitting on this for about 3 months now, finally ready to share because the papers are signed and everything's final. My husband, Victor, 36, and I were married for 12 years. No kids. He kept saying next year until I realized he just didn't want them, but wouldn't admit it. Fine, whatever. But that was just the start of the pattern. About 4 years ago, things started shifting. He got promoted at his marketing firm, started making good money. I'm an HVAC tech, make decent cash, but nothing fancy. Suddenly, he was all about lifestyle upgrades and looking down on my job. Maybe you should go back to school, Courtney. Do something more professional. I liked my job. I was good at it, but so blue collar. When he introduced me to his work friends, what was I supposed to say? That stung, but I let it slide. The comments got worse over time. He'd joke about being the breadwinner, make cracks about my truck being embarrassing next to his Audi. Started going to work events without me because I wouldn't fit in. 2 years ago, I started keeping notes just in a notebook at first. Then I remembered we're in a one-party consent state for recordings. Bought a little voice recorder off Amazon. Nothing fancy, just $40. Started keeping it in my pocket. Why? Because he'd say nasty stuff and gaslight me later. Tell me I was too sensitive or remembering it wrong. The recorder doesn't lie. Last year, he started getting real bold, talking about his house that we bought together, his investment account that I contributed to, started moving money around, putting stuff only in his name. It just makes more sense tax-wise, he'd say. I'd ask to see the math. He'd get mad, accuse me of not trusting him. So I started keeping receipts. Every deposit I made, every bill I paid, every contribution to his accounts, photographed them all, backed up to 3 different clouds. 6 months ago, he came home from a guy's night and dropped the bomb. Not asking for divorce, just threatening it for fun, I guess. You know, if I wanted to divorce you tomorrow, you'd be screwed. I know all the good lawyers in town. My income's double yours. The house is basically mine. You'd probably end up living in that truck you love so much. He was laughing, actually laughing. You'd never survive divorce court, Courtney. You're too nice, too naive. I'd take you for everything. I just said, we'll see. He thought that was hilarious, laughed harder. A baby, that's what I love about you. You actually think you'd have a chance. I kept recording, kept saving receipts. Started noticing patterns too. Lots of work dinners that ran real late. Charges on the credit card statements for restaurants I'd never been to. Always for 2 people. Hotel charges in our own city during his conference days. 3 months ago, he filed. Came home with papers and this smug smile. I warned you this day might come. Now be a good girl and just sign whatever my lawyer sends. We can make this easy or hard. I said, okay. He was shocked I didn't fight or beg. I just called a lawyer the next day. Regular guy, not fancy, but he knew his stuff. Bring me everything you've got, he said. I showed up with 3 banker's boxes. Update 1. Y'all, the look on his lawyer's face at the first meeting? Priceless. Victor had hired this shark lawyer, Denise. Something real aggressive type. Came into that conference room acting like she owned the place. My client is prepared to be generous, she started. He's willing to let Ms. Courtney keep her truck and tools. In exchange, he maintains the house, all investment accounts, and she pays spousal support. My lawyer, Bill, yeah, regular name for a regular guy, just smiled. Interesting, we have a counterproposal. He started laying out documents, bank statements showing my deposits into Victor's accounts, receipts for house payments, repairs, upgrades, all from my accounts. Then the recordings. Let's start with dated May 15th, shall we? Victor's voice filled the room. You're lucky I even let you live here. This is my house. You're just a guest who fixes the AC when it breaks. Her lawyer's face changed. All legally recorded in a one-party consent state, Bill said. More recordings. Victor admitting he moved money to protect it. Him laughing about how he'd clean me out if we divorced. Him telling a friend on the phone he'd been planning this for years, and I was too dumb to notice. Then the hotel receipts, the restaurant charges. Weird how many work dinners require a hotel room in the same city where you live, Bill noted. But the real kicker, the credit card I'd been paying, my name, his usage. Some interesting charges, jewelry, women's clothing, stuff not for me. Who's Rita? Bill asked. Victor went pale. His lawyer asked for a recess. 20 minutes later, they come back. Denise cleared her throat. We'd like to discuss the settlement. Turns out Rita was his work friend, the one he'd been having those late dinners with. The one who got a $3,000 watch on my credit card for her birthday. Here's what kills me. He still thought he could spin this. Outside the conference room, he cornered me. Courtney, baby, Let's talk about this like adults. You don't need to be vindictive. I'm not being vindictive, I'm being fair. Fair? You recorded me without telling me. Legally. You went through my things. Credit card statements in my name aren't your things. He switched tactics, touched my arm. Remember when we were happy? We could try counseling. Rita means nothing. Victor, you literally have her name tattooed on your ribcage. Yeah, he got a tattoo. Small, but there. Told me it was Sanskrit for strength. I Googled it last month. It's literally just Rita in cursive. That's not... I have photos from your Instagram where you tagged her and showed it off. He lost it. You stalked my Instagram. It's public and you're still married to me. I'll ruin you. I know people. You'll never work in this town again. I fix air conditioners. Pretty sure people will still want AC. His lawyer literally dragged him away. They looked at me. Is he always this dramatic? You should see him when a restaurant gets his order wrong. So Victor decided to play dirty. Real dirty. First, he tried to get me fired. Called my boss, claiming I was mentally unstable and dangerous. My boss, Tony, called me into his office. Courtney, your husband just called. Says you're having some kind of breakdown. We're getting divorced. He says you've been stalking him, recording him secretly, following him around. I pulled out my phone, showed him the divorce papers. He filed. I responded. Everything I did was legal. Tony leaned back. He threatened to call our corporate office. Says he knows the marketing director. My stomach dropped, but Tony smiled. I told him to go ahead. My cousin's the CEO. Known him since we were kids. Plus, you're my best tech. You think I'm going to fire you because your ex is crazy? But he didn't stop there. Next, he went after my family. Called my mom claiming I was abusing him. Mom called me panicked. Courtney, Victor says you've been recording him in the bathroom. Says you put cameras in the house. Mom, I recorded conversations, audio only, in common areas. It's legal. He says you're trying to blackmail him with intimate photos. Mom, I have recordings of him saying he's going to take everything I own. Mom went quiet. That actually called me, trying to turn me against my own daughter. Yeah, well, no. Give me your lawyer's number. Turns out Mom had kept every birthday card, every Christmas gift receipt, where Victor gave me dollar store crap while I bought him designer everything. All went to Bill. Then came the social media campaign. Victor started posting about being a survivor, vague posts about escaping abuse and starting fresh. His friends ate it up. But here's the thing about recording someone for 2 years. You catch a lot. Like his phone calls where he's on speaker in the kitchen laughing with his friends about how he's training me, how he moved money so I couldn't touch it, how Rita is so much better in bed, all legal, all admissible. His lawyer called for another meeting. This time Denise looked tired. My client is willing to split assets 50-50. Bill laughed. Actually laughed. After what he's pulled, we want 65/35 and he pays his own debts, including the $15,000 in credit card charges for his girlfriend. That's ridiculous. Bill pulled out more papers. Text messages between Victor and Rita. Planning to hide assets, move money offshore. Pretty sure that's fraud. I didn't even know about these. Bill had subpoenaed his phone records. He also claimed I was abusive to multiple parties. That's defamation. We have recordings proving otherwise. Want to add that lawsuit to this divorce? Victor was seething. This isn't fair. Fair. I finally spoke up. Fair would have been you not cheating. Fair would have been you not treating me like dirt. Fair would have been you not threatening to destroy me for fun. I was joking for 2 years. His lawyer whispered urgently to him. Victor kept shaking his head. Finally, Denise said, "We need another recess." Update 3. Victor went nuclear. He couldn't accept the settlement offer. His ego wouldn't let him. So, he fired Denise and hired an even bigger shark, some dude named Clarence who apparently specialized in high-conflict divorces. First thing he did, file a motion claiming all my recordings were illegal, that I'd violated wiretapping laws. The judge looked at the motion, looked at the law. We're in a one-party consent state, counsel. But my client had an expectation of privacy in his own home, not for conversations in common areas with his spouse present. Motion denied. Strike 1. Next, they claimed financial abuse, said I was controlling by keeping my own bank accounts. Bill presented 10 years of bank records, every penny traced, every contribution documented. Your client moved $50,000 into private accounts over 2 years. Ms. Courtney kept her paycheck in her own account, but paid 60% of household bills. Who's controlling whom? The judge was not amused. Strike 2. Then came the Hail Mary. Victor claimed, I'd been hiding assets, that I must have secret accounts because no woman keeps that many receipts unless she's planning something. The judge actually laughed. Planning what? To prove where her money went? That's called being responsible. But here's where it gets really good. During discovery, they had to turn over Victor's financials. All of them. Remember Rita? Turns out she wasn't just a girlfriend. She was his business partner. They'd started an LLC together using money from our joint investments without telling me. Your Honor, Bill said, Ms. Courtney withdrew $75,000 from investment accounts she claimed were hers to start a business with her affair partner. That's marital asset dissipation. The judge's face went stone cold. Ms. Courtney, did you start a business with marital funds without your husband's knowledge? Victor tried to explain. It was my money. I earned it from joint investment accounts. I managed those accounts with marital funds. His lawyer was sweating. Your Honor, we need... No, I've heard enough. Ms. Courtney, you've shown a pattern of financial deception, asset hiding, and malicious behavior. That's when Victor lost it. In court, this is bull. She's just a mechanic. I'm the one with a real career. The house should be mine. The money should be mine. She's nothing without me. The judge slammed his gavel. Ms. Courtney, you're in contempt. One more outburst and you'll be removed. He kept going. You're all against me. This is sexism. I'm a strong, independent man and you can't handle it. Security escorted him out. His lawyer looked like he wanted to disappear. The judge shook his head. Mr. Clarence, I suggest you counsel your client on courtroom behavior. We're adjourned. It's done. After Victor's courtroom meltdown, his lawyer dropped him. Clarence straight up quit. Said he couldn't represent someone who wouldn't follow legal advice. He had to get a new lawyer. By this point, word had gotten around. He ended up with some ambulance chaser who probably got his degree online. The settlement conference was beautiful. Judge, I've reviewed all evidence. Ms. Courtney, you've shown a pattern of financial malfeasance, asset dissipation, and attempted defamation. Your behavior throughout these proceedings has been illuminating. His new lawyer tried to argue. Judge, shut him down. I'm prepared to rule. Ms. Courtney gets 70% of marital assets. The house will be sold. Proceeds split accordingly. Ms. Courtney's business venture with Ms. Rita, $75,000, comes out of his share. The credit card debt in Ms. Courtney's name for purchases clearly not for her. Ms. Courtney pays. No alimony. Victor whispered frantically to his lawyer. He whispered back. Victor got louder. That's not enough to live on. The judge heard him. Ms. Courtney, you make $95,000 a year. I think you'll manage. What about alimony? You want alimony? After hiding assets and starting a business with your affair partner? No. He tried one last manipulation, started crying. Your Honor, I'm sorry. I was emotional. Courtney and I had a good marriage once. Maybe we could try mediation. I spoke up. No, Victor, please. Don't you remember the good times? I remember you laughing about taking everything from me. I remember you calling me just a mechanic. I remember you spending thousands on Rita while telling me we needed a budget. I made mistakes. You made choices. The judge finalized everything. House sold fast in this market. After everything was divided, I walked away with enough to buy a nice little place outright. No mortgage. It's smaller than the old house, but it's mine. Victor, last I heard from mutual friends and Rita, dumped him once the money ran out. The business they started failed in 3 months. He's living in a 1-bedroom apartment, driving a Honda instead of his Audi. Had to sell it to pay the credit card debt, and working the same job. He texted me last week from a new number. I hope you're happy. I responded, I am. You destroyed my life over pride. No, you destroyed your life with greed. Rita left him. Not my problem. I loved him once. No, you love what I did for you. There's a difference. He sent a long paragraph about how sorry he was, how he'd changed, how maybe we could be friends. I blocked the number. My lawyer, Bill, sent me a final invoice with a note. Pleasure working with you. P.S. Those recordings were gold. Best documentation I've seen in 20 years. Sitting in my new place now. It's quiet. Peaceful. No one here to tell me I'm just anything. No one laughing about taking everything from me. Turns out I survived divorce court just fine. And the receipts? Still got him. Laminated the one where he bought Rita that watch on my credit card. Hung it in my garage. Reminds me that keeping good records isn't paranoid, it's smart. The moral: when someone tells you who they are, believe them. When they threaten to destroy you, prepare. And when they laugh about taking everything, start recording. Because receipts don't lie, and neither does audio. To everyone saying I should have left earlier, maybe. But I'm a plumber who married up. Thought I'd hit the jackpot. Took me a while to realize the jackpot was rigged. Better late than never, though. Oh, and Victor, if you're reading this, your Sanskrit tattoo is still just Rita in cursive. Peace out.